It's launch day. The last 2 days have been so chaotic. Um, I didn't expect, I did not expect that it was going to be that way at all. Um, I had so many breakdowns in the middle of recording, in the middle of editing. Um, I got to the point where I was like, what am I even doing? It's not making any sense. You don't know what you're doing. I was almost mad at myself for having a launch date. About 4 weeks ago, again, trying to record, trying to get used to the camera and just talking. I recorded a video and I got to the point where I was just so comfortable that I gave my most authentic self and I spoke from the heart. There were so many interruptions in that video. At one point, my daughter came knocking on the door, so it's in there. I couldn't edit it out. But when I ended the video, when I had stopped at 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds, I was like, wow. Throughout my journey, I kept seeing number repetition. And I've heard somebody talk about this before, but this is after I realized the pattern, and when they described it, it made sense. The numbers switched from me seeing 222 all the time to me seeing 111 when I think God was starting to get my attention to shift to this space. So when that video ended, at that time, it's like I knew. And I heard a voice say, that's the video you're going to use. I was like, nah, we can't use that video. In a way, the last 2 days, it's almost as if I forgot how to talk. The words couldn't come out my mouth. I'm mumbling. I am trying to read from a script. Many times in the video, I just stopped and I'm saying, this is not me. This does not sound like me. What am I doing here? Jesus, help me, please. I think I managed to get through the first video. Barely. It looks nice, but I sound like a robot. And in the second video, I don't think I had anything much to work with at all. My mom called me while I was in the middle of whatever I thought I was doing. I'm in tears and I say, Mommy, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I could do this. She's like, Jerome, no, don't even start there. So, I got to a place. She cheered me up a bit, we pray about it, and I continued to try to edit, at least finish editing one video so it's decent to upload. And I'm sitting behind the computer. Everything that could possibly go wrong in that moment was just going wrong. And I was like, what happened in here? I'm doing the wrong thing. What's going on? So I eventually got to a point where I had not even, I just letting all the things that going on, I just let it. I'm not even reacting to it anymore. And I am again starting to feel myself getting worked up to the point where I am sobbing again behind my computer, like long tears. I took a break. I took the girls. I said, let's go take a drive. And in the car, I don't normally cry in front of my kids. And I don't trauma dump or offload on them. But in that moment, I just felt so overwhelmed. I am crying. I'm being so vulnerable, and I'm telling them this is what I'm going through, and I explaining to them that I was just feeling so overwhelmed, and I looking back at the videos and I'm looking so scripted, and I started to tell them about the video that I recorded the first time, and when I said that, my older daughter, she was like, Mommy, you have to use that video. And then my younger daughter, she was like, Mommy, you have to be yourself. You have to be you, whichever feels like the true you. Let people see the true you. And can I just tell you, sometimes you watch your kids and you wonder, these children learning anything that I'm trying to teach them? But in the moments when you are vulnerable and you need something to get you through that moment, something to pick you up, they just said all the right things. They just gave me so much encouragement. They were the voice behind why I decided to scrap those other 2 videos and use this video. And let me tell you, the video is the very first one that I recorded. Maybe not the first, but the first one that I think I got a lot. It was the longest video I think I recorded. And my head is cut off. My chair is creaking through the entire video. There is a knocking. So I didn't edit out. And it is very imperfect, but it is, I think, what represents the truest vision of me. It's funny because throughout this entire time, God kept whispering, that's the video I want you to use. And I keep saying, no, God, we can't use that video. Every time I get to a place, I listen to myself and a song is so scripted because I felt as if in order for me to execute this thing and to have a flow and to make it make sense, we need to have a script, we need to have a flow. These are all the episodes, these are all the seasons, and this title, and this is the name. And in my mind, or in the back of my mind, and I'm hearing God's voice, it's like, that's not how we operate though. Like, when we sit together and I ask you to record yourself, you just speak from your heart. You don't need a script. Why are we using a script? I was like, yeah, but we go in on the internet, you know, it had to be a certain standard. And I guess he was like, oh, okay, let me tell you, the way I struggle, I had to surrender. When you get to a place when God has asked you to do something and you find that it's difficult, you're struggling, it's because, in my experience, it is because there is something that I'm still trying to hold on to, or there is something that I am still trying to control. When you give God your yes on something, the hardest part is to surrender. But what he's asking you to do, he does not make that part difficult. It's difficult because we want to hold on, we want to control, we want things to go a certain way. But when you really let that thing go and you really surrender and you give 100% yes, effortless. So the video, the audio, there is no intro, there is no outro. All of the lines that I've been trying to rehearse over the past couple of days, there is no evidence of them in these videos, in this video. And so I guess this is the intro.